Good morning, everyone. I'm here again to impact the knowledge of social studies. It is Mr. George. Now, today we're looking at a different topic, which is source of water. Now, you can see that every day we make use of water. We use water in taking our bath, we use water in washing our clothes, we drink water, we use water for cooking, and so on. So now I want to look at the sources of water. The water we drink, the water we use to take our baths, where do we get them from? So it is nice to know the sources of water around the world. Now, I want us to look at the topic now, so join me. Now, specific objective, at the end of the lesson, the pupil should be able to, one, define water. You should be able to define water. Two, list the sources of water. Where can we find water? Then three, mention the qualities of a good water. Now, before we start, I would like to tell you something, that water is available everywhere. There is no part of the world you go to that you cannot find water. Water is everywhere, but also water is scarce. What do I mean by scarce? That's water is also few. We said it is everywhere, but it is few. What do we mean by water is everywhere and it is few? It means that what? That you can find water in the ocean. The ocean is the largest water body, but water is scarce because good water for drinking and bathing and cooking is what? Limited. It is few. It's only in few places you can get good water for drinking and bathing. So now let us start. Now, definition of water. What is water? Water is a universal solvent which is odorless, it has no smell, colorless, and tasteless liquid. Now you can see from the picture there, you could see through the glass, isn't it? You could see the water is transparent. So meaning that a good water that is meant for drinking must be colorless. Now it doesn't smell, and it is what? Tasteless. Any water that is bitter or sweet, meaning it means that that water is not good for your consumption. Something must have been added to that water. And any water you bring close to your mouth and you are perceiving any smell, it means that that water is not good for your consumption. So water is a universal solvent which is odorless, colorless, and tasteless liquid. Now, why do we call it a universal solvent? It means that anything you put in water must dissolve. You can see when you put your cube of sugar inside the water, it will dissolve. When you put your salt inside water, it will dissolve. Sometimes when you even put your beverages such as your milk, your cocoa drinks such as Milo, Bonvita, and so on, when you put it in water, they all dissolve. So water is a universal solvent. It dissolves anything. Now, the next thing we want to look at is sources of water. Where can we get water? Now, from the first image now, you can see the first source of water is rainfall. Now, in some places where they don't have water, you can see that they make use of rainfall as a source of water. When it's raining, you see people will bring out their buckets, people will bring out their drums, their basins, waiting for the water to fall and flow into their buckets and so on. So you can see that rainfall is the source of water. Now, the next is river. The next is a river. Now, some of you also ask, but this water is green in color. No, the water is not green in color. The reason why you think this water is green in color, the water is not green in color. The reason why it's looking like as if it is green in color is because of the trees around it. So the reflection of the colors of the trees, that is what you get on this water there. So that is why you're thinking it's green. But rivers are also a source of water. Now, the next is what? A stream. Now, you can see there is a difference between a stream and a river. Now, a river is bigger than a stream. You could see the size of that river and you could see the size of the stream. The river is bigger than a stream. And you can see that a stream is also another source of water. So you can see that sometimes when we go to our hometowns, to our villages, you see that some people go down to the stream to get water. So a stream is also a source of what? Water. Now, you can see the next picture here, we have a well. A well is also another source of water. So people do go to the wells to fetch water that they will make use of. Now, the next is tap water. Now, I believe that in our various homes, we have tap water everywhere. We have it in the kitchen, we have it in the toilets, we have in our bathrooms and so on. So tap water is also another source of what? Water. You can see the person there is trying to fetch a glass of water to drink from the tap. Are you getting me? Now the next is the borehole. So many of you have boreholes in your house. This is the manual method of pumping water. You can see the handle there. You just lift it up, down, and you see the water will be coming out from the hose there. But in our various homes, we have what's the pressure machine, that's the pumping machine that will make the water to come out from the ground and fill up the tanks. So a borehole is also a source of water. Are you getting me? Now, the next we have here is the spring. What's this? A spring, in fact, let me just tell you the truth. The cleanest and the purest form of water is gotten from what? Spring water. In fact, it is very neat. Now, you can see the spring there. The water is flowing out from a rock. It's very, very neat. Spring water is also a source of water. And the next we have here is what? A lake. What is a lake? A lake is a body of water surrounded by land. Are you getting me? A lake is a body of water surrounded by land. So a lake is also a source of water. I believe you must have heard of Lake Chad. So these are the various sources of water we have. Now we want to look at qualities of the good water. Now what are the qualities? What are the things we should check before we consume any water? First of all, a good water must be clean. If that water is not neat, please do not consume. The good water must be tasteless. Water doesn't have taste. If it has taste, something has been mixed with it. Now, a good water must be odorless, meaning that if it smells, it is not good for consumption. Now, a good water must be free of germs. So, any water that has germs in it is not good for consumption. Now, the last one, a good water must not contain any harmful chemical. So, all these are the qualities of good water. So I want you to attempt this assignment for me. Apart from the sources listed in the class, mention any other 3 sources of water you know. Any other 3 sources of water you know, you can check, go to the internet, check, find out, and write it down. Then list the differences between good and bad water. So tell me the differences between a good water and a bad water, okay? So I want you to attempt this and give me your feedback. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching.